Right, here we are again. Beautiful weather, Cornwall, always sunny. So on my bike today, because after beautifying the Jeep the other week and making it look like a Boomerang, MOT failed miserably, total disaster. I think that's probably the end of it. So I've put it on the pile with all the other broken Jeeps. Great cars. Yeah, let's go inside. So it's been a little while since we last did a video, and it's not because we've been lazy, it's because we've been really busy. We've been trying to sort out new t-shirts and get the new website up and running. New website should be up next week, and that will be where you can go on it and buy stuff on the website without having to message us and all that nonsense. So we're looking forward to getting that finished, and we've been busy making boomerangs. We're going to show you a little bit about the process. We're going to do a whistle-stop tour of the process of making the strip laminated boomerangs, which are the posh ones like the Sky Surfer. And soon we're going to have our magic carpet model out, which is going to be a really smart sort of longer distance boomerang. But yeah, right here we've got, this is the next set going into the mould. So these have come out of the steamer, and that set of laminates is all ready to be moulded up. And one of the really fun things with this is cutting the various different bits of wood out. This is ash, nice bit of American maple, and that's utility, which is like a mahogany type wood, and just working out what pattern you're going to do with them. Enjoy doing that. Recently we did buy in this big lump of American mahogany, which turns out I think it's fast become my favourite type of wood for shaping. It just behaves absolutely beautifully, and I'm really proud of these this new set, which are you've got American maple on the outside. The slightly more orange pieces are local alderwood, classic English wood, and then we've got good old utility in the middle, which gives you that lovely coppery look. But yeah, these have worked out absolutely beautifully, and we've had some great reports from sort of boomerang enthusiasts who've bought some of these and are getting really nice flights with them. So I'll post them at the end of the video perhaps. Yeah, and then we made the Boomer Dude in an aeroplane video. It's a kind of it's a distinct nod to a guy called Ed Roth, who in the 60s was a hot rod, West Coast hot rod artist, and he was famous for drawing monsters in V8 engined hot rods. So we thought we'd do Boomer Dude as a monster in a V8 powered aeroplane and make the whole thing look like a pickle jar. Why not? It seemed like that was obvious to me that that's what we needed to do. So we've done those. They're really popular. They seem to be flying out, so that's great. So that's what we've been up to. Next, what we're going to do, let's have a look at how we actually make a Sky Surfer from start to finish, and we'll try and keep it under 2 minutes. Okay.
So we start off with large blocks of timber, either the exotic woods that we buy in, or locally sourced timber that's been felled around here, and we reduce it down into thin strips on the table saw. Here we are. I'm putting this through a planer thicknesser. This gets the faces absolutely smooth and level, which really helps with when we're gluing them together. Make sure accuracy at this stage, at the front end of the process, means that you end up with less problems later on. So here I am filling up the steaming box. If you look carefully, you can see steam coming out the top of the steam box. I've cut all my veneers out and pop them in there, and then they'll sit in there for about half an hour. And the steam helps loosen up the wood so it can take on the form of the boomerang before we actually mold it. So there it is, that's in there, and now this is into our what we lovingly call the Iron Maiden, and that'll sit in there for 24 hours. At this stage we've glued the laminates up, squeezing it into the hydraulic press, and that'll sit there for about 24 hours under about 10 tons of pressure. So once it comes out of here, this is a bit of a dark art, getting this to work and getting even pressure across it. But after a lot of experimentation, we've got a system that works nicely now. Once it comes out of here, we end up with what we call a sort of stick of rock of boomerang. We've got like the world's thickest boomerang. This is our blank, and out of this we can cut about half a dozen boomerang blanks. Individual blanks. This is dicey doing this on the table saw. I wouldn't recommend it. Trying to get this shape through the blade as you go through the sort of curve of the boomerang. It's not for the faint-hearted. But there we are. That's your first boomerang blank. So now we get into the rough shaping. This is where we profile the aerodynamic shape into the boomerang. It's all done by hand. It's all done by eye. We've got a number of ways of checking, you know, that we're doing the right thing as we go along. But this is on the lineature here. We're getting the rough shape into it. Again, checking thickness, making sure that we're within our parameters. And now this is where we get to the fine shaping, fine sanding. So this is done with a number of different sanders, and we work through our grits, you know, keep checking it until we've got the shape right and we've got it nice and smooth. Final edge finishing gets done by hand. And then here we are, we've got a number of checks to make sure that the boomerangs are going to have the best chance. This is our engineer's leveling table, so we use this to make sure that we haven't got any warps in the boomerang. We weigh them, make sure that they're within target weight. So there's a lot of checking that goes on. It's a hand process start to finish, ultimately, so there's variance there. You want to make sure that you can limit that as much as possible. So the next step is to get some really nice natural oils into the wood. We use a very expensive French blend of natural wood oils, and you can see as soon as you put it on, you start to bring the colour of the grain and the qualities of the individual laminates of wood to life. And this is a part of the process that I really enjoy, is watching that grain really start to shine. So there we go, we got our first coat of oil on. And now this is final varnishing. So at this stage we're going to get some varnish on. These are the water slide decals. We print these ourselves, and this is just like Airfix transfers of old. It's called a water slide transfer. So you get the thing good and wet. And the transfer really is the thickness of the film of ink. We screen print them here ourselves, so they're very fragile. But there's nothing like it. You know, they sit close to the wood and they look great. So once you've got it nice and wet, it's then water slid onto the transfer. You get a small margin of being able to get it in the right position. Then it's a case of squeezing all the water out. And there it is. Thanks for watching.